Happy Halloween! My cold calling undead tip, brought to you by Apex Revenue, powered by Phone Ready Leads, is to make sure you're not neglecting your operator transfer and your IVR. These are the dial trees that you have to go through. By calling these numbers, you can dramatically decrease the total number of dials that it takes to get a meeting scheduled, which is what we're all after when doing outbound. You don't have to believe me. Let's look at some of the data. So on our side, there's really three line types that matter when you're calling. There's direct. This is when you call, it gets directly to the person or a voicemail. This could be a mobile number or it could be a direct line. Direct line these days are a little bit less common, but a direct dial to a person or a voicemail. The second line type is a human transfer. This is where you're going to call and there's a human that picks up. This could be your standard operator or a gatekeeper, but it's a human between the person you're trying to reach and their voicemail or them. Then finally, you've got this IVR. These are your dial trees, your voice navigated systems. You're going to have to interact with the computer to get through to the person or their voicemail. All right. So my tip here is to make sure you're not neglecting these human and IVRs. At first glance, you can see that the dial to connect rates on valid versus not valid. That means if you went through the data one time, here you can confirm the person's name and their voicemail, here you cannot. The operator transfer is actually the highest connect rate. Most people don't know that on a validated number. Then you go to direct, then you go to IVR. For not validated, again, the human transfer is a highest connect rate followed by direct and not direct. So by going through the human operator or working the IVR, we can get to more connects faster, but this is the trick. The conversion rate on connects to meetings for direct lines versus humans versus IVRs, you're going to get a much higher conversion rate on your IVR transfers and your humans than you are through direct. And this is because direct has a lot of the bad data. I call this right name, wrong person, as well as individuals that are just super busy. If you're calling people's mobiles, they might be driving, they may be actually running into other meetings. And so the combination of bad data and they're not really likely to want to connect right now. And then furthermore, the percentage of them that are actually asking you not to call them anymore. You get a higher percentage of all of these in this direct line, causing the total number of dials that it takes for you to schedule a meeting to be much higher with the direct line than the IVR and the human transfer. And this is on the validated side, not validated side. And then of course, if you take all of these and you figure out which ones pick up and don't pick up, that's what we call a PRL. The best number with a picker-upper is actually that IVR. So lowest connect rate without any level of intelligence behind it. But once you know you can reach somebody on the phone for follow-up, you're going to have the best success with these IVR transfers, followed by the human transfers, and then your mobiles. This is your undead tip, brought to you by Ryan Reisert and Apex Revenue.